digging like the side of a mountain. The lady wants, or the couple wants, kind of almost like a homesteading area, but their house is on the side of a mountain. So we have to cut and fill that whole thing. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I think a little dangerous, if not on the scale, very dangerous. So it should be pretty exciting. I'm actually very, very nervous about today and the whole next week, but hey, if we make it through alive, we'll look back and say it was fun. So what we're doing today is we got the equipment moved. We got to move the our big excavator all the way across the county, dirt roads, steep terrain. So yeah, pretty nerve-wracked about that. So I just want to make sure the truck is clean. I feel good, because you feel good, you look good, you play good. So that's what we're after this morning.
Just in case you poop your pants.
If I poop my pants, yeah, we're all looking good. So.
Oh, nice! You got your power drink.
Got my power drink. I did bring some alkaline water too. So for all the haters, I'm gonna be mixing. Well, not mixing, but you know. A little alkaline water and then a little Diet Dr. Pepper just to balance the alkaline water out. You can't be too healthy, you know.
Gotta have some garbage.
That's right, that's right. So come along with us today for the excitement and trying to avoid power lines.
How far out are we going?
Where are we going? So this is Round Mountain. It's actually called Round Hill. We're gonna go on the other side of that, like 10 miles, pick up the excavator, and then we gotta go to Indian Mountains, the name of the community. But I'm gonna go through Jefferson and around on the paved road and come in on Stagecoach so I don't have to dirt road and mess with all the low power lines and stuff. The power lines are fine around here, but it's like the cable and the telephone, they get a little lazy with them, and some of them droop down. I mean, they're hitting the boom. They're supposed to be at least 13 feet 6 inches, and they're not all. So I'm just gonna take main roads as much as I can. We'll see how this goes. But I have not driven this in like 8 months, so it's gonna be a very, very exciting day. So there's a distribution valve that comes out of the air tank on the trailer, and there's, just like in any valve, there's a diaphragm in there, and I think it was frozen. It's just, the trailer hasn't been used really all winter, and it gets real cold in that valve because it's tucked up under the trailer. I think it was just a little icy. I'm not sure. My driver has been letting the air out of the tanks in the trailer, so maybe we just got a little moisture in there. But we kind of tapped it, applied the brakes, you know, just messed with it a little bit, and finally released. So we're on our way. Let's hope it doesn't decide to cause a problem while we're doing what we're doing. But we'll test this thing out, just driving to go get the excavator. And so if it holds for the next hour or so, we'll say it's good to go. It's your first time in a semi-truck, Blake?
Oh yeah.
This ought to be fun for you.
Never have I ever.
It's a totally different deal. So there's several different types of what people refer to as a jake brake. I'm no expert. You guys know I'm not a mechanic. I just fix things on my own because I have to. But these three different main kind of jake brakes is you have an exhaust brake, which takes the exhaust coming out of the engine and basically throttles its escape, and it causes back pressure on the engine to help you slow down. And then the other main one is designed like it's called the Jacobson brake, which is where the term jake brake comes from. And it's more like a solenoid off of oil pressure. So it's pushing on, I guess it's maybe, what would that be? It's basically pushing back on the parts of the engine to slow it down from its own pressure. So it's using its own oil pressure to slow itself down. It's an internal system, and sometimes those parts can wear, so your jake brake will get weaker and weaker. You know, there's all kinds of systems out there. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an expert, but that's the cool thing is I do know the term jake brake comes from the longer term of Jacobson brake, which I think was the guy's name who invented it.
Like that. All right, so what are we doing with the machine, Todd?
We're gonna track it down, load it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
How far are we tracking it?
I don't know. What is that? 3/4 of a mile? Mile? It's not too bad.
Grab the crowbar. Grab the crowbar and try to get some off.
Yep, that's a lot of mud.
Yeah.
That's good.
That looks delicious, Phil.
Does it beat the office?
The exercise I get there? No.
Oh, I'm saying this. Scraping mud.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to get outside sometimes. All right, we ready?
I'm ready.
Ready, Freddy. See, this thing looks so tiny on the drone coming in, and then you get up next to it, and it's a behemoth.
Big boy.
But in Phil's kids' eyes, it's just a small toy.
Yeah, Simon. Not even interested in operating it. Yeah, you got a 9-year-old doesn't even want to operate it because it's too small. Huh?
This one?
Simon. No thanks. I was like, you want to come up and drive the machine? The big one? Oh, that little thing? No thanks. So we have 2 buckets. We're transporting them in the bed of the truck instead of having to worry about putting them on the trailer bed. I'm just keeping an eye on the trailer, seeing if we got low tires, anything that would have us abort the mission, you know?
Man, that thing makes it squat.
He's gonna disconnect this bucket.
Oh, he's gonna drop that bucket in there too?
I think so. Because you don't want to puncture the bed of the truck with the teeth of either the bucket or the thumb. People underestimate those buckets though. That bucket that's on there is a 3-foot bucket, heavy duty bucket with all the trimmings. Brand new, that's a between $12,000 and $13,000 bucket.
Woo!
That's a car. And then the other one's between $9,000 and $10,000, which is a 2-foot bucket.
Which is a
So
cheap
you
car.
figure between those 2 buckets, you'd be driving around a pretty nice pickup truck just for the buckets.
Hey!
You need to go that way a little bit. The camera guy said, yeah, there's no way I would ever load one of those on a trailer. I said, yeah, I'm not even doing it. I don't trust myself, nor do I have the cojones to do it.
Now question, is it better to have your blade down or up when transporting?
Because you always have your blade up when you're traveling, because it's more aerodynamic. And that's what's important with the cost of diesel. So make sure you have a blade on your machine, get it up in the air while you're driving.
I like it scraping on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, just let the boom drag off the back. It helps you brake.
Well, you get this lower.
Yeah, if you can't get your boom, yeah, just hang that off the
hang it
back.
out.
Yeah. I like big machines. Then I went to chain up my first machine. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Such an office guy. The guys who actually chain up machines, like the truck drivers, who I feel bad for, because you know they're not always hauling the same machine. So every time they pick up a machine, they're like, okay, what's the best way to strap this one down, you know?
Having to figure it out.
Sometimes you gotta redo stuff 3 times. It's a real pain in the you know what. Alright, we're all loaded up. We're ready for the journey here. We gotta stop by the old gas station, get some diesel fuel. So I have a little break in the middle. Let's see how this goes. Alright, away we go.
Look at all that mud, guys.
That's what makes it soft. So you can imagine if you're on the right side of the road there and you got, you know, 50,000 pound trailer, it can collapse the side of the road when it gets that saturated. That's what we're trying to avoid today. That's one of the big perils of the day, is avoiding road collapse, which has happened many times this time of year. So you got a couple seasons. You got the snow melt season up here, and then you have what we call the monsoon season, because it's either really arid and dry, or it's too much water for the infrastructure, which is not that great to handle. So then everything gets real soft and your truck's sliding off the road. I mean, I'm talking like you can be sitting in the middle of the road and the truck will just start sliding off the side of the road, almost like you're on ice.
That's crazy.
If you've never been in something and experienced that, it's not that great, you know? It's not ideal, as Todd would say.
Sure.
Sure.
Well, Phil, you did it.
Yeah.
In here.
Yeah. Now Todd gets to take it off of here at an angle. Trailer's tilting a little bit.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting.
But the tracks aren't wet anymore like they were before, so that's good.
Is that the house up there?
Yeah. This is the whole mountainside they want.
Oh, they want all this?
Not all of it.
Just like a section?
We want to like level with the house out as far as we can go. Look at when you're in that machine, you're looking down. It's just like you think you're gonna fall forever, and you probably would, because it's like boom, boom, boom. At least a 3-roller, you know. The job is, if you see the house up here, there's a guy up on the deck. They want a flat spot dug into the mountain so they can maybe have livestock, nothing big, but they want like a homesteading area all the way to the property line, which is over here. But the way we arrange this job is time. So it's X amount per hour for that machine, and they give us a budget, and we're just gonna work until that budget runs out, and then they can decide if they want to do more or not. But it's a little sketchy because you see the size of these rocks on the side of the hill, these big boulders. We get into one of those and it gets loose, it's probably gonna end up down here somewhere and taking out a few trees. So as we're working on this hill, we told them, do not use the driveway unless you call us and we'll stop working. But yeah, this is gonna be pretty exciting, being as steep as it is. So we had to try to squeeze next to the house.
Oh, to park
See
it?
the coming off the deck, you gotta come around, but the road's very skinny. I don't think that excavator is gonna fit. So we're gonna put in a culvert about where the excavator's sitting. Take some of the water that's coming down and shed it off. Obviously I don't like doing it with the snow here, Todd.
I
feel worse now than I did before we got here. It's like less than 7 foot if you're measuring from the beam of their porch. There's no way we could get that excavator through there, because if we try to turn and support ourselves, even though that's a minimized swing radius, weight on that, it still sticks out some. So if you try to turn, now you got to be even further off. So we're gonna try and get in touch with neighbors and try to come up, just dig ourselves a path up the side over here. If not, I don't know. We'll make it work. Fun part about heavy equipment, you know, we just try to be sensitive to like the trees and stuff that people have, because you know, we could be like, yeah, we're just gonna build a road up the side or whatever, but you know, people like their trees, so just trying to find the best way. We'll figure it out. So thanks for hanging out with us today. I had fun. I did a couple firsts. I've hauled heavy stuff before, but that's at the top of my range as far as one single item. I've been right at 80,000 pounds total between a load and a machine. But you know, anytime you got something that weighs behind you that weighs 50,000 pounds by itself, it's a little nerve-wracking. And for everybody, it's 50,000 pounds for the trailer and the machine together. So not just the machine. The machine's with the buckets and all probably 35,000. So puts the trailer and the machine right just shy of 50,000. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with us today. Please comment, tell us what you think. What did we do wrong? I know you guys want to tell us, so please do. And we'll catch you guys on the next video on this project.